Welcome back everyone. Today we're going to learn about operations in Python. Operations are things that let us do calculations, compare values, and make decisions in our programs. By the end of this lesson, you will know how to use arithmetic, assignment, comparison, and logical operations like a pro. Let's dive in. First off, we have arithmetic operators. These are basic math operations we use in Python. First we have addition, which adds two numbers together. For example, 10 plus 4, which is 14. Then we have subtraction, which subtract one number from another. For example, 10 minus 4, which is 6. Then we have multiplication, which multiplies two numbers. For example, 10 times 4, which is 40. Then we have division, which divides one number by another and gives a decimal answer. For example, 10 divided by 4 is 2.5. Then we have floor division, which divides and rounds to the nearest whole number. For example, 10 floor division 4, which is 2. Then we have modulus, which gives the remainder after the division. For example, 10 modulus 4, which is also equal to 2. Then finally we have exponents, which raises a number to the power of another. For example, 10 to the power of 4 is equal to 10,000. Then we have assignment operators that are used to store or update values in variables. For example, the simple assignment we all use assigns a value to a variable. For example, x is equal to 5. Then we have add and assign, which adds a value to the variable and updates it, which is we add x plus equal to 3, the output is 8. Then we have subtract and assign, which subtracts the value from the variable. Example, x minus equal to 2, output is 3. Then we have multiply and assign, which multiplies the variable by a value. For example, x asterisk equal to 4, the output is 20. Then we have divide and assign, which divides a variable by a value. For example, x slash equal to 3, the output is 1.66666666667. Then we have comparison operators. These let us compare values and get true or false results. First we have equal to, which checks if two values are the same. For example, 10 is equal to 3, which is false. Then we have not equal to, which checks if two values are different. For example, 10 is not equal to 3, which is true. Then we have greater than, which checks if a value is bigger than another. For example, 10 is greater than 3, which is also true. Then we have less than, which checks if a value is smaller. For example, 10 is less than 3, which is false. Then we have greater than or equal to, checks if a value is bigger or equal. For example, 10 is greater than or equal to 3, which is true because 10 is greater than 3 but not equal to 3. Then we have less than or equal to, which checks if a value is smaller or equal. For example, 10 is less than or equal to 3, which is false. And finally, we have logical operators. These let us combine conditions and make decisions. First we have AND. It checks if both the conditions are true. So here T is equal to true and F is equal to false. So we are printing whether if T and F are true. Here the output is false because F is set to false. Then we have the OR. It checks if one of the conditions is at least true. So here we are printing whether if T or F is true. So it's true because T is true but F is not true. Then we have the NOT, which reverses the value of a condition. So print not F. So this will reverse it. So if this was true, it will be false. And if this was false, then it will be true. And that's it for Python operators. Now you know how to do arithmetic calculations, how to assign and update values, how to compare values, how to combine conditions with logic. Use these operators in your programs, experiment with examples, and soon they'll feel natural. See you in the next lesson. Bye.